Happy Tuesday, because it's Tuesdays with Terri. We're going to give you another great tip on being the rock star of any presentation. And we've been focusing lately on how people present who don't often present. And that is especially true when you're preparing a witness for testimony. You know, you're in a courtroom all day long if you're an attorney. And so that doesn't really bother you as much as someone who's never testified before or ever been a witness. So prepping them is really important because it's part of the presentation that on behalf of your client and who you are and who you represent. So here's number one. We just recently had one where they didn't really look at the deposition, and she had made a comment that they later used against her. First of all, she was terrified. She was sitting in a very humble and uncomfortable look. Listen, we have to help them understand that it is, yes, it's intimidating, but practice, rehearse, talk to them, hopefully more than 10 minutes before they go on. The second thing is you have to understand the other side. In this particular case, we had a very aggressive attorney on the other side, and he was big and loud, and she was absolutely a wreck because she didn't expect it. That would have been something that would have been helpful had she had a practice a little bit so she would know what to expect. The third one is make sure that how she understands not to volunteer more information. Now, you already know this, but I don't know that we spend enough time with that person to give them comfort and security in the courtroom. It's really important for us to take the time because we go through all this work. If you've done a focus group and you've done all of the reviews and you've studied the jury and you've looked, the demeanor of your judge and the timing and what's going on, take every advantage of every opportunity to do the best presentation that you, your client, and your witnesses can do by prepping them in advance. Now, next week, we're going to talk about the mistakes that people make when they have a witness for testimony. I'm sure you know some of them. And if you've got any, share them with me at terrimurphy.com. But one of the things that we know is that we always get better when we advance our skill set. And so often attorneys have done this for so long, and they've been very successful at it. But here's what hasn't changed. Principles are always there. What has changed is your consumer, your client, your jurors, your witnesses. You've got a whole generation that's been influenced by attention deficit, attention impairment, not hearing things. Do yourself a favor. Do a little investment in that prepping your witness and for testimony, and you will be the rock star of your next presentation. See you next week on Tuesdays with Terri. In the meantime, any questions or comments, just go to Terri at terrimurphy.com. I'm here to help. Thanks so much.